If you're a business owner and you're missing out on leads and opportunities because of unanswered calls, then this video is for you. Now, if you're simply relying on voicemails and missed call logs to cover up for this, then you're making a costly mistake over here. So, in this video, I'll be showing you how you can set up an AI powered voice assistant on your phone that will actually handle all your missed calls. So, for example, if you're busy and if you're missing out on a call, then the call will be automatically transferred to the voice assistant, so it will engage with the lead, collect information automatically, and then also store the information in a CRM, all on autopilot. All right, and after that you can simply catch up with the CRM and check out what the lead was actually interested in, so you can follow up whenever you want. Now, as you can see, I've already prepared a Miro board for you guys, so let's just get over it. I'm gonna explain the process of how this actually works, so that you can understand this step by step on how to implement this. Now, whenever a lead calls and you're not available, so for example it's simply after hours, or maybe you're just busy and you're unable to pick up the call, then the call will be automatically forwarded to the AI voice assistant, or you can call it the AI phone assistant, whatever you want. Now, we can also train the phone assistant or the voice assistant on the data of your business, so we'll just make sure that it actually answers in your own brand voice, or maybe it answers like you usually answer, or engage with your leads. So we can also train the voice assistant in that way, to make it a little bit more realistic. And then once the AI phone assistant picks up the call, he will answer all the inquiries and qualify the lead by asking relevant questions. So, if, for example, it will collect their name, email, phone number, and ask relevant questions about your services. What are they actually interested in? What are they struggling with? So, for this video, I'll be building this phone assistant for a realtor. So it'll be just asking that, what is your budget? What property are you interested in? Would you want to buy or sell a property or not? Something like that. Now, we can also add additional features to this voice assistant. So, for example, we can train it in a way that it will be able to schedule appointments also directly into your calendar. So, we can use Google Calendar, Calendly, and there's also a lot of calendar apps out there that we can simply integrate it with. And we can also add a feature which is urgent call forwarding. So, for example, if the case is urgent, then we can actually forward the call right back to you. All right. So yeah, this is not one of the best use cases, because like if you simply missed out on the call, then maybe there's a low chance that you'll pick up the call again. But yeah, we can also add that feature up in case of an emergency, let's say. And after that, sends the information to CRM once the call has ended. So if you guys are getting confused over here in this flowchart, then I'll be showing you a quick demo right after this, so you guys will understand how this actually works in real time. So after the call is ended, it'll send the information straight to the CRM once the call is ended, and we can use any CRM for this case. So it can be Google Sheets or HubSpot or Salesforce, any CRM we want. And after the information has been captured and stored into the CRM, the user will automatically receive an email that you have a missed call over here. Not a missed call exactly, but a lead has called, and we capture the information, and here is what he or she was interested in. Right, so you'll get all the information that the AI voice assistant captured, so right into your email. So in that way, you can actually follow up pretty easily, and then maybe just re-engage with the lead in your own terms. All right. That is actually a very powerful use case, because if you're a very busy person and it's normal to actually have maybe a two or three missed calls, and if you're just missing out on leads in that way, then your leads might be reaching out to your competitors, right? And you might be losing out on a lot of big deals. So in that way, if you have this AI voice assistant on your phone, then it's literally impossible, like close to impossible, that you'll miss out on a single lead when it comes to them calling on your phone. All right, I hope it makes sense. So for this video, we'll be building these two scenarios on make.com, and I'll be walking you through this scenario step by step, so that you guys can understand how this works. All right. Now I'll be going through the advantages of having a 24/7 AI phone assistant on your phone. So basically, you'll never miss out on a lead, just like I explained a second ago. The AI will answer every call even after hours. Okay. So if you're wondering that, when someone calls and I want to answer that phone, what if the AI answers the phone call, right? So it's not trained that way. It will only answer the phone call only if you reject it. That is also functional. Like, we can set it up in a way that once you reject a phone call, only then the phone call will be forwarded to the AI voice assistant, or whenever you miss out on a call, for example, the phone has rang for a couple of times and you're simply not able to pick up. So in that case, only in that case will the phone call be actually transferred to the voice assistant, and after that it will take on the call on its own completely. Now, lead qualification on autopilot, this is a really powerful use case. So your leads are being qualified all on autopilot. So where the AI voice assistant is actually capturing all the information, what are the interests, what are the pain points, when would they like to book an appointment with you, all of that we can actually train it in a way that we want, and it'll actually collect all the information and store it in a CRM. And of course, this is definitely time saving. It'll free up your time to focus on the high priority tasks, all right? Like just get rid of the tedious tasks and focus on the tasks that are more important for your business. And instant data storage. So automatically store lead details inside your CRM, just like I explained. So it'll just collect all the information and store it in a CRM of your choice. And improved customer experience, quick professional responses every time. Now, I'll be going through a list of businesses that actually need this, and why am I speaking it out in a way that actually need this? Firstly, because it's very cost effective and it helps you and your team to focus on the tasks that are actually more important for your business, right? So, voicemails in this scenario is really ineffective when it comes to comparing this with the AI phone caller. So, in a way that your voicemail it's completely automated and it's not dynamic as this AI caller is. It'll actually talk to like a real life human, and of course it'll handle the inquiries in a very human like manner. Okay. And yeah, so real estate agencies, it'll be able to handle inquiries and schedule showings 24/7. And for home service providers, and there's a lot of use cases for this, like plumbers, electricians, and HVAC companies can avoid missed emergency calls, sorry. Now, medical practices book open appointments seamlessly. Legal offices ensure every potential client is qualified and followed up on promptly. Now, e-commerce stores address customer support inquiries quickly. Auto dealership manage test drive bookings and service inquiries seamlessly. Okay, so now that I've gone through this whole my report, I'll be showing you guys a very quick demo of how this works so that you guys can get an understanding of it. Alright guys, so I'll be showing a very quick demo of my assistant, and I'm gonna be calling a number where I've set up the assistant, and you guys will see how the assistant actually talks and how it actually performs. So we just called.
Hi, thanks for calling. John is currently unavailable, but I'm Eva, his virtual assistant. How can I help you today?
Hey there, I was actually looking for John. I'm interested in purchasing a property, so is it possible to speak with John at the moment?
I understand you're looking to speak with John about purchasing a property. Unfortunately, he's currently busy assisting other clients. However, I can help you with your inquiry and gather some details for him to review later. Would you like to proceed?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Great. First, may I have your name, please?
Yeah, sure, my name is Manzarul.
Thank you, Manzarel. Could you please provide me with your email address?
My email is manzarul.choudhury@example.com.
Thank you for sharing that, Manzarel. Now, could you please tell me more about the property you're interested in? Specifically, what type of property are you looking for, and do you have a preferred location?
All right, so I'm interested in purchasing a house in Florida. I haven't locked down on a specific location yet, but I'm open to exploring the options. Also, I plan to purchase the property within the next 3 months, and my budget is around $100,000.
Got it. So, you're looking to purchase a house in Florida within the next 3 months with a budget of around $100,000. Just to confirm, would you like me to note that you are open to exploring various locations in Florida? Is there anything specific you're looking for in the house, such as the number of bedrooms or any particular features?
Not really. I'm actually open to discussing with that with John. So, is it okay if you can schedule an appointment with him?
Absolutely. I can help you schedule an appointment with John. What date and time would work best for you?
I'm actually free at 28th November at 3 p.m. if that's possible.
Hold on a sec. Your appointment with John is scheduled for November 28th, 2024 at 3 p.m. Thank you for providing all the information, Manzarel. Is there anything else I can assist you with today?
No, I'm good over here. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. Bye. Okay, so as you guys can see, if I head over to the calendar, 20th November, 20th November, 3 p.m., the appointment was booked, and so now it's going to analyze the information and it's going to actually pass it to my CRM and also send me an email. So if I head over to the CRM, let's see. Okay, so we got the info. All right. It actually messed up with my name over here. It's Manzaro. It's definitely not the right spelling, but I think it got all the other info spot on. Let's see. Yep. So property interest, the appointment was booked, so it labeled it booked, and also we got the summary of the entire call over here. That's not bad. It's pretty good. And let's see if I actually got the email or not. All right, so as you guys can see, I actually received an email, and yep, this is the entire email that I actually received. It's basically the entire conversation. It's just giving me out the little bit details so that I can actually follow up and just get back to the call real quick. And just just a form us just a way of following up real quick with the lead. So yeah. So now that you guys have seen the demo of how this actually works, I'm gonna show you guys how you can set this up for your business real quick. So I'll be providing all the templates that you need, all the system prompts that you guys can see over here. It's a pretty big system prompt that I've used. So you will find this in the description down below. You can access this completely for free so that you can actually follow along with me in this video and set this up step by step as I move along. So for this video, I'll be using VAPI as my platform for building this AI phone caller. And if you're not familiar with VAPI, then I've created a very long video over there. It's a full AI phone caller video, basically how you can set up an AI cold caller for your business. And I've explained everything about VAPI and also the tools that you need to set up and complete AI phone caller for your business or a cold caller step by step. Okay. So if you go through that video, you'll get a very in-depth understanding of how VAPI is and how it actually, what VAPI is and how it actually works. Sorry. So without further ado, let's just get started with the setup. So we're gonna head over to VAPI, create an account. It literally takes a minute to set this up, and after you've done it up, after you've set this up, then you're gonna have to create a phone number. Now I'm explaining the steps there, so that if you're using VAPI for the first time, but if you're not, then you can just simply copy the prompt. I mean, if you're familiar with VAPI, then you can just simply copy the prompt and copy the text that I've put over here. Just copy this line and you can set this up in your own way. Yeah, but if you're setting this up for the first time, then you're gonna have to create a VAPI account and then create a phone number. And once I click on phone number, you'll be able to buy a phone number. I think it costs around $2 to buy a phone number, or you can actually create one using Twilio. And I've used Twilio for my own account. So once you create an account with Twilio, you're gonna have to set up all the account SSID, the authentication token. You'll find this on the Twilio dashboard. Just copy this and just paste it on to phone numbers. You'll have to import this on VAPI. It's a pretty simple setup. If you're confused, then you can check out the long video that I've just talked about. I've explained everything over there. All right. So once you've imported your phone number, you'll see an option where it says inbound assistant. This is where you'll have to select your assistant that you've created. So for my case, the name of my assistant is real estate missed call agent. So basically it handles the missed calls for a real estate agent. So yeah, you can just choose your assistant, and after that your inbound call will be set up. Okay. Now let's just get started with the setup. So this is the very first message that I've set up for my tutor for this agent. So it's gonna say something like, "Hi, thanks for calling. John is currently unavailable, but Amifa, you've seen this in the demo. This is the system prompt that I've set it up with. This is the role, the task, the specifics, and the context. Hold up, there's gonna be a gap over here. Nice. This is the flow example. So basically, how the conversation is supposed to go, and yeah, the final notes. And I've let me just go break this down a little bit briefly. So you are an AI assistant for a real estate agent responsible for handling missed calls. Basically, I'm just guiding it in a way that I'm just instructing it that you are an agent working at the for a real estate business, and your job is to handle the missed calls. Okay, I'm just providing it relevant information so that it knows how to act in certain scenarios. Now, the task, I'm just informing it with the task. When a call is forwarded to you, read the caller politely, explain that the agent is currently busy, blah blah blah. You can actually just go through the system from by yourself. It's I've set it up in a pretty simple. I mean, the you can just if you just read through this, you'll be able to understand this very easily. Okay, now specifics, it's a lead information. I'm just asking it what information should it actually collect. So collect the caller's name, email address, and reason for calling. Of course, this is very important, so I'm just stating out which information should it actually collect. I'm just being more specific over here. Now property preferences, selling needs, appointment scheduling. So if they're interested in scheduling an appointment or not. So if they actually are, then I've already created a tool over here. I've named it set appointment. So if they're interested in scheduling an appointment, then after that this function will get triggered and it will actually start a tool call. I'll explain the process later, but just know for this step that a function will get triggered. All right. So it'll only get triggered once the user wants to schedule a meeting. So if the caller expresses interest in speaking with the agent, ensure the date and time and agent's availability. Now, I'm just providing further context like reading example. Hi, thank you for calling. John is currently as other clients, but I'm here to help. This is the flow example, and this is the notes. This is just the final instructions that I'm providing it. That if the caller asks for immediate assistance, then you cannot provide. Acknowledge the urgency and assure them that the agent will follow promptly. Now, there's you can actually play around with this prompt a little bit and just adjust it in your own ways according to your needs or your business. Okay. Now, if you also have like extra documents that you want the AI phone assistant to be aware of, so you want to train your AI voice caller or your phone caller with your data or your documents, your files, then you can just simply upload a PDF over here. It can be a PDF or a doc file, anything you want, and just upload it. And you can just add an extra instruction over here that you have been provided with this knowledge, and you'll act accordingly when a user asks about this. Okay. Now this is a transcriber. This is the deepgram which we're using to actually convert the speech into text. Okay, these are the labeling, and this is how actually VAPI works. If you want an in-depth understanding, then yeah, you can just check out the 2 hour video. I've explained everything step by step. Okay, now uh, we're using 11 labs because 11 labs has literally they have literally the best voices out there, and they sound a lot realistic. So yeah, I'm just using 11 labs for this, and for outbound calls or for outbound calls especially, you can use Dakota. It's really good. Her voice is really like it's really realistic. So yeah, I use it a lot. Now for functions, this is where we're gonna have to set up connect it with our tool which I've created. So I'll be showing this in a second. So uh, we don't have anything much to explain, go through over here in the functions tab other than the tools. Now, these are the settings. You can just simply copy it and just copy it in your VAPI and just follow along with me. Now, I've also connected it with the server URL. This is basically after the end of the call, the information will be sent out to this webhook, and it will actually analyze the information. And let me just explain the scenario. All right, so once the call has ended, all the information about the call, the entire transcript of the call will be sent out to this webhook, which you saw in the previous tab. So it will be sent out to the this webhook, this one. And after this, we're gonna pass this information to ChatGPT. And let me just go through this a bit so that you guys can understand what's going on. All right, so this is a role. This is another big prompt that I've set up. You can just go through this prompt. You'll of course find this entire make scenario template in the description down below. So yeah, so basically I'm just instructing this GPT to actually analyze the transcript of the entire conversation, and then just extract the only important information and just send it out to me as an output. All right, just give it to me as an output. So for example, it's going to analyze the entire conversation, and then it'll just collect the user's name, the reason for their call, and their appointment status. Like it's going to get all this information from the transcript, of course, which we will also of course give it. Here's the transcript, as you guys can see. So we're gonna pass the transcript over here. It's gonna analyze this transcript and then provide this information as the output. Now, of course, you can edit this in your own way. Just select which information you actually want to extract and just place it over here. Just give it up maybe an example of what the value actually looks like, what the information actually looks like, as I've provided an example. this is related to prompt engineering. So if your prompts are really big, like this one, like this is not the biggest of course, but yeah, if it's like if it exceeds a certain length, and if you think that this is a pretty big prompt, then it's best if you actually provide examples. So in that way, the GPT actually understands how to actually provide the output, right? Like if you actually provide example, I think it's called one shot prompting. So if you actually do one shot prompting, you give it examples, then you'll actually have a much clearer understanding of how it should give you the output. Okay, it actually really increases the accuracy of the output. All right, so we've provided the transcript over here. The role is of course user. Click on OK, and then it's going to parse the JSON, parse all the information. This is the result from ChatGPT, of course, the information that was collected from GPT. And then it's going to pass out all the information to Airtable. So just click on Airtable. You just have to connect your Airtable with it. You can use connect this with your authentication token or maybe your API key according to your choice. I've just connected with my base name. This is called missed calls, as you guys can see, and these are the fields, and it's empty for now. But yeah, I'm just let me just head over back to the scenario. So these are the records. Just so the information that I got from ChatGPT, it was the output from ChatGPT was in a JSON structure. So I've simply parsed the JSON structure in separate variables and values in separate values, and then I've just mapped it over here using their caller names, the reason for call. Right, so we got all the information from this module. If you run it once, then you'll understand how this actually works. Okay, if you're watching this without doing it, then it might look a little bit confusing, but if you run the scenario once, then you'll get a much clearer understanding of how this actually works. Now, appointment status, it'll just extract the value of whether the appointment was booked or not. Yeah, that's it. This is the call summary. Now click on OK, and then we're gonna send the email over here. So this is the subject over here. You can of course modify the subject according to your needs. So this is the content section, and if you want to include line breaks, so you want to head over to the next line, then you cannot just do this like this. Okay, like if you just head over to the next line using this, it will not work. You'll have to use HTML tags to include the line breaks. Okay, so as you guys can see, this is of course the bold tag, and I've also used the line breaks tag over here. So yeah, this is actually how it works. You can just pass it out to ChatGPT and just ask it to provide you in a specific structure with HTML tags on it, with the line break tags and stuff. Okay, and ChatGPT will simply give you the output. Now click on OK, and this is it basically. The goal of this entire scenario is to simply analyze the transcript of the entire call and then just store it, pass it out to Airtable, and of course after that you'll receive an email of how the call actually went, and yeah, what information was the AI voice assistant actually able to collect. All right. So now that we're done with this scenario, I'll just head over to VAPI, head back to VAPI, and these are the functions that you want to apply this for. Like the just give the tick marks for function call metadata. These are basically the extra information that will be sent out to the webhook. This is the server messages. Just make sure that you have this ticked right, and that's all. And make sure you connect the webhook accordingly, right? So the webhook has to be definitely has to match from your make scenario. And yeah, this is all. I haven't done nothing much in the analysis tab, but that's it. And now I'm gonna just head over to the tool section, and so that you guys can go through this. Uh, so the function was set appointment, so that is basically for setting an appointment, of course. So if the user wants to book an appointment, only then it will trigger. And this was a description of the tool. This function is used to book an appointment. Only run this function if the name has been captured and the appointment time is stated by the user only, right? So this is the booking time, and I've named the property as booking time because of course we're just collecting the time for which the appointment was booked, so which is the date and time. So this function is used to book an appointment. Only run this function if the name has been captured and the appointment is stated by the user only, right? So I'm just giving it a description of the property, that's all. And yeah, you can just click on create new tool and just set this up for yourself. It's quite simple to set up. Now, yeah, that's it. Now I'm just gonna head over to the appointment setter scenario. So this is the webhook URL that you guys are gonna see on the appointment setter scenario on Make. So if I head over to make.com, so this is the appointment setter scenario, and this is how it looks like. Now this is a little bit This is a bit bigger compared to the previous one, but it's quite simple, and I'm gonna show you guys the logic behind this. So this is the webhook, and if you guys can see, this is the same webhook. The last values are W16. So this was the same one. If you head over to my, if you will just skip back a few seconds ago, you'll see that this was the same digits, right? So we're just connecting this with this webhook and then just passing it out to the chat GPT, and we're just asking ChatGPT to convert this information into ISO format. Now, if you're not familiar with what ISO formats are, then this is how it looks like. It's basically the date, this is the year, the date, and the month format. Like it goes on like this. So yeah, and this the T starts with time, and then we just put out a 24-hour format to this. So 1430 goes on like this. Now, if you're wondering why we're actually processing this on ISO format, because Make has to process the data on ISO format. Okay, so when it comes to date and time, Make they like this whole platform. This only supports ISO formats only. So the date and time structure has to be in an ISO format, so that when we pass it to the calendar module, it has to be in an ISO format. So I hope it makes sense. So as got the result from ChatGPT, we're just placing the minimum time over here and just adding 30 minutes. This is basically just the length of the meeting, how long the meeting is gonna last. So if it's 1 hour, you can just add 60 over here. And yeah, we've added a router over here. So we've also added different labels. So if the so for example, if the user wanted to book a meeting for 5 p.m. at a specific date, so if the slot is available on the calendar, then it'll just check out over here that if the slot is available. So if the slot is actually available, then it'll just take this pathway and it'll just book the appointment over here. As you guys can see, there's a create an event over here. So it'll just create the event over here and the appointment will be successfully booked. But if the slot that the user asked for is booked, then it'll just go through this pathway and and it'll try to find out the alternate time zones for which the realtor is actually free, for which the actual user is actually free. So for example, maybe they're busy at 5 p.m, but and also they have a meeting at 6 p.m, so maybe they're free at 7 p.m, right? So in that way, it's going to suggest the 7 p.m time slot, that the user is actually free at 7 p.m. And yeah, it's going to suggest the time in in that way. So this is where it's going to check the calendar information and see that whether it's busy or not. And if it is busy, then it's simply going to parse the information from the this module over here. It's going to parse the information, and then we're just going to transform this into JSON structure, because this was the time for which the user actually wanted to book an appointment. So we're gonna find out the alternative time zones using this module, right? So you can just go through these prompts by yourself, but it'll just take a long time if I just try to explain this step by step. You can just go through this and understand what's going on. But for your information, I'm just instructing the ChatGPT over. I'm just instructing ChatGPT over here just to find out alternate time zones over here. So I'm just giving it the current date and time for now, and it's going to use this information and also this information, and see that, oh, which time is the user actually free. So in this module, I'm just simply instructing ChatGPT to actually find alternate time zones. So it's going to basically go through the values over here. So it's going to see for which time did the realtor actually try to book the appointment for. So this was a value from this module. So this was the time for which the user wanted to book an appointment. So it's going to check out the calendar, see which slots are actually booked, and see for which the slot actually user wanted to book. And yeah, it's going to suggest an alternate time zone. So for example, maybe if it's free on if the slot is free for 3 p.m or 2 p.m, it'll suggest in a way that it's the slot is free for 2 p.m to 3 p.m, something like that. And I'm just passing out the message over here. I'm just finalizing it over here, that let me just show you an example. So this is the example output. This is exactly how it's going to respond. Unfortunately, your choosing time slot is unavailable. However, we can offer you this time ranges instead, anything between 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. It's going to basically suggest the time zones in a range format, back-to-back format, that sorry, we're not available at this time, but we can do from this p.m. to this p.m., this a.m. to this a.m., if that works for you. It makes sense. And then it's going to simply pass the response to the webhook, so that this information will be sent out straight to VAPI as a response to the call. And yeah, I hope it makes sense. Now, I just got one last thing I just need to explain it to you guys, and that is if you're wondering how you can actually set up this AI voice assistant. So, for example, you've actually created your AI assistant using VAPI, you've actually copied the template I've provided you. Maybe you've built it up yourself, of course, and you're wondering how you can set this up. So, in that way, firstly, as I've explained initially at the beginning of the tutorial, you'll just simply head over to phone numbers. You'll see inbound assistance over there, and you'll just select your agent which you've created, and then just connect it with that, and it's all set up. Now, if you're using an Android or an iPhone, like the setup process is a bit different depending on which phone you're actually using. So if you're an iPhone user, I assume most of you are. So if you're an iPhone user, then you'll just have to simply search it up on Google, how to actually activate call forwarding. All right, so if you just search it up on Google how to activate call forwarding, it'll just show you the step-by-step process. Just head over to settings, and yeah, just set it up in your own way. It's quite easy to set up. You can just watch a YouTube video for this. So once you head over to the call forwarding option, you'll just have to copy your phone number. Just head over to phone numbers, and just you'll be able to see your phone number which you copied from Twilio. Like if you created your Twilio account, then you'll just find it out over there. But if you bought the phone number, you'll also get it over there. So just copy the phone number and just paste it out, and just paste the phone number in your call forwarding section. And after that, whenever you miss out on a call or if you reject the call, you'll of course see the options over there. So I use an Android, and I got all the options. So for example, if I reject the call or if I miss out on a call, simply the only in that case will the call be automatically get transferred to this VAPI assistant which you've selected over here. I hope it makes sense, and I've tried explaining it down as simple as I could. I tried my best, and yeah, I hope you guys found this video valuable. And if you have any questions regarding this video, then just let me know in the comments down below. And if you actually enjoyed this video, then feel free to hit this like button. Like this really helps the channel grow. And let me know if you guys want any other video when it comes to AI voice assistant or AI solutions, anything you want related to AI. And I'll just create a video for you guys. So that's it for today's video, and thank you if you stick till the end of it. I'll see you guys in the next one.